Hey guys, Eric Ravenscraft here with Android Police, and today we're taking a look at the Archos 101 G9 Turbo. This is one of Archos's tablets. The other being the 80 G9. The number kind of indirectly referring to the size. This is a 10.1 inch tablet, and the 80 is an 8 inch tablet. There's just no period in that number. The device is actually pretty light. It's about the size of a Zoom, although it's a little bit wider here in the area where you'd grip it in landscape mode. The device has, right here you'll see a micro USB port and a mini HDMI port. That's not micro, that's mini HDMI. So a little bit smaller than your regular HDMI port, but not quite enough that you can use the one for your phone. Headphone jack here, 3.5 millimeter. And on the other side, you've got a volume rocker, plus and minus right there. And on the back of the device, one speaker. It's actually pretty loud, and we'll get to that in a second. And this right here, it's empty right now, but you can either use this for a 3G data card, which would slide right in here if you wanted to add data to the tablet, or a full-size USB host port, which can use USB peripherals if the Android OS supports it, and it does support a few devices. And my favorite, the kickstand. I'm not sure why other tablet manufacturers have neglected to put this in their devices, but this is just beautiful. This is exactly the way a tablet should work. Although you can see me right there. Hello. So, other than the hardware is a little bit plasticky. It's a little bit flimsy. It's not quite as solid as some of the higher end tablets that we've seen, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. But it's sturdy enough for this model is $330. The 80 is $270. And you will see that freaking out there. There are a couple problems I have with the hardware, not in the materials, but in how it functions. As you'll notice, like right down here in the lower left corner, occasionally it's registering a touch where I'm not touching the device. And I'm not sure if it's because I've got my hand on the other side and it's detecting that. Actually, might be that. Or what the reason is. But it's incorrectly detecting touches. And the best I've been able to figure out is if you turn it off and polish that, with a piece of fabric or something, it might stop. But it's still a little inconsistent. But that seems to be a problem with the hardware, the digitizer, not with the software, which, by the way, is gorgeous. This is Android 4.0, so ice cream sandwich on here, and it's just as smooth as the Galaxy Nexus, which it should be because this is running the same processor as the Galaxy Nexus, and at a resolution just slightly higher. So you can see things open and close very quickly. Looks like my Wi-Fi network is disabled, but that's a problem with my router, not with this device. Archos did include a couple of apps that are not stock in here. Here's a video player that comes loaded with a few trailers, and it's nice. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but clearly it plays high-definition video very cleanly. Let me turn the volume up on there.
That's me. My excuse for looking like this? I'm a writer.
Hey, I don't relate to that at all. So, but, and the same thing for the music app. It's got a nice little carousel, which is actually very similar to Google's stock music player, which does not come... Oh, yes, it does come in pre-installed. Still looking for it under music. Still got the Google carousel. So this is not a huge difference, but for what it is, it's not bad. And it does support quite a variety of formats, so it works pretty well. But other than that, all of the Google apps are what really make this device a good device. If it was just the hardware, if you were just looking at the hardware on this, comparing it to other tablets, it's a little bit difficult to compare, but running Android 4.0, I think for the first time, is an asset to a device. Honeycomb was okay, but Ice Cream Sandwich feels at home on a tablet. It makes sense, it's smooth, everything is spaced out nicely. The People app here is gorgeous. This is a 3-panel section of the People app. You can scroll through your list of contacts here, see their page here, and this is a Google Plus stream over on this side. I don't think it includes support for Twitter or Facebook streams yet, but hopefully Google does something with that. It's very clean, very smooth. You can still scroll through multiple panels simultaneously if you ever really had a need to do that. I don't think multitasking is that important. But this is a nice stock Android tablet. That is the biggest asset to this device, is being a stock Google tablet. Nope, don't care about that. This device is as good as ice cream sandwiches since it's on the same processor that the Galaxy Nexus is running, and since it's actually very close to the resolution. It's a 1280 by 800, I believe, which is close to the resolution of the Galaxy Nexus, so it's not trying that much harder with the same processor, running the same software. So it's nearly as clean of an experience as you would get on a Galaxy Nexus, running mostly unmodified software. So if you're looking for a cheap tablet, this is probably the way to go, actually. That is not something I would have said about previous Archos tablets, but they've made the intelligent decision of getting out of Google's way, so I would actually recommend this one if you're looking for a tablet on a budget. Now, that would probably apply more to the 8-inch tablet than this one. This is the 101, the 10-inch tablet that retails for $329, starting at the 8GB model. The 80 starts at $270, which is in an easier to reach price point. At $330, you're pushing into territory where you'd start to compete with some of Asus's lower-end tablets. So that might be something to consider. But on the low side of mid-range tablets, Archos has actually put together something pretty nice.